Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Emmanuel Gakuba. I'm a lecturer at University of Rwanda, College of Education. I'm also a facilitator in the CPD certificate courses in educational mentorship and coaching program for STEM teachers, program of URCA and VVOB. So in this video, I'm about to talk about questioning or asking questions by teachers. I'll talk about questioning as one of the aspects of STEM instruction. So now, what do you think about questioning? You could just say questioning is an important skill for teachers. Teachers use questioning to find out what learners already know, so they can identify the gaps in knowledge and understanding, and therefore scaffold the development of the understanding, just to enable them to close the gap between what they currently know and the learning goals of the lesson they're about to learn. So why do we ask questions in our lessons? Just take a minute, 1 minute, to list down some reasons why you as a teacher, you ask questions in your STEM lesson. There are several reasons to ask questions while you are teaching. I'm just going to listen the major ones in this video. The first reason is to motivate learners. So by asking questions, learners become actively engaged in the process of teaching and learning. When they give correct answers, they will be confident and they will like to learn more and more. That is one of the reasons. The second reason is to discover learners' interest in the subject. So any subject you are teaching, it will be easier for you to find out the interest of your learners by asking them various questions. The third reason why we ask questions during the lesson is to develop the thinking ability of learners. So by asking questions that promote discussion and collaboration among learners, our learners are concentrated. They are very focused and encouraged to think. The teacher also is informed about what he can do after asking a question and see how learners can respond to the question and answer the question, right? So the questions are not only about getting the right answers, but they are also about to develop the reasoning skills and the capacity of the student or learners to formulate their thinking accurately. The last but not the least reason why we ask teachers must ask questions to learners while teaching is to develop new ideas. So especially in STEM lessons, a student must not be able to carry out only experiment in the laboratories or do some demonstrations. They should also be able to explain the results obtained and give accurate explanations to the observations. Especially in inquiry-based lesson, the teachers, they use questions to guide learners in the explore and explain phases, which are very, very important phases, towards new insight and knowledge, particularly for these two phases of the lesson. So, because all these reasons, the questioning technique must be applied in all steps of the 5 E's instructional model. What type of question do you ask during your lesson? Just take like a few minutes, like 2 minutes, to think about it. You think about the situation whereby you are in a classroom, you have been teaching so many lessons. Then what type of question do you ask normally? Think about it in 1 minute. Come up with some suggestions. So there are knowledge questions, observation questions, and thinking questions. Those are major types of questions. So when you talk about knowledge questions, these are questions used to check how much knowledge that have been attained by a student or learners, and how much they already know about the topic you're about to teach. How much your learners are familiar with the content that they have already learned. So that is knowledge question. Observation questions, these ones help to observe a phenomenon more closely. Such questions are focused on the use of different senses of human body. So these questions are formulated based on the observation and can be used to introduce even the thinking questions. Now, what about thinking questions we are talking about? These ones, they stimulate learners to think, and as such, they link knowledge with observations and the new lesson content. Actually, there are so many types of thinking questions in themselves, but good thinking questions may start with, for instance, how happens, how come, what can you determine, explain, that if, what is the point that, how can we investigate, or for instance compare, and so on and so forth. As you can see, questioning technique is very, very important in teaching and learning process. So I mean, this one, the teaching technique is that it is imperative for you as teachers, or for us as teachers, to ask various questions during our teaching and learning process in our lesson. Thank you for listening.